So hey guys, today we're talking about Voiceless Voice, and I honestly just hate this deck for a billion different reasons. But let's get it started. So first thing I hate about this deck is how it's very unclear what you should be doing with your hand traps against this deck. And I just mean this in the sense of whatever hand cards you have, like if I have an Ash Blossom Joe Spring, it either doesn't matter or there's a specific card I'm going to have to use my Ash Blossom Joe Spring on. So, for example, if we have low here, we can't Ash low, which is annoying. And then low automatically gets Barrier of the Voiceless Voice. And this is annoying for a lot of different reasons. So, normally, if we were to just grab like a field spell, like for example, let's just pretend that Unicorn could grab Rates Off or something. I mean, genuinely wouldn't matter, but if we grab the Rates Off, or if Lily Brea grabs like Therion Discoliseum, that will only end up for the most part searching you one card. I mean, technically, Therion has a way to like cycle the card over and over again, but that's different. So with by just placing this Barrier of the Voiceless Voice, every single turn you get to add one of your Voiceless cards or your Skull Guardian ritual monsters from your deck to your hand. So you could just do this every single turn. And then this also has this secondary effect, which makes it so, well, you control low, the prayers of the Voiceless Voice, and any light ritual monster your opponent. Your opponent's monsters can only target ritual monsters for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target light monsters you control with card effects. So now you can only target a ritual monster for attacks, and you can only target absolutely nothing with card effects. So the most degenerate usage of this card is that this prevents you from targeting Jowgen, which is a light spellcaster, I believe. And you also cannot attack Jowgen. What the crap is this? And if you're wondering how we got Jowgen in Voiceless Voice, well, this is actually not hard to do at all. So we'll do it like this, I guess, right? So the end board for Voiceless is not hard to do. Like as a one card combo, we can do normal summon low effect gets you Barrier of the Voiceless Voice. Then we can do effect of Barrier to add Saphira. Saphira adds you Skull Guardian, and then you send Prayers of the Voiceless Voice as well. Not in that order, but whatever. And then we can use Saphira effect to ritual summon the Skull Guardian, tributing low. And then we can activate Skull Guardian effect to add a card. So in this case, we can add, I guess, which one's the best one? Let's see, is Blessing good here? Probably not Blessing, right? I think it's like Radiance of the Voiceless Voice here. But we can't activate this. Wait, can we? Shuffle one light ritual monster, warrior or dragon, or one ritual spell from your hand or graveyard into the deck. And if you add to your hand or special summon one Voiceless Voice monster from your deck, and then we can use this to special summon any Voiceless Voice monster. Is this a Voiceless Voice? Sure is. Is this a Voiceless Voice? Sure is. So, alright, figured out the play. So, as one card, you go into this, and then I'm pretty sure you want to grab Radiance here. We can shuffle a ritual spell, right? From your hand or graveyard into the deck. Yeah, okay. Then what we're going to be able to do is, if we are able to cheat out a ritual monster with this, then we just summon Skull Guardian, and then it'll special summon low, I guess. And if we're not able to do so, we can still special summon Saravis, Dragon Sage of the Voiceless Voice. And then if our opponent activates like anything, we can tag this out for Skull Guardian. And this only triggers on ritual summon, right? Okay. And then that will allow us to also grab the low trigger, or not grab the low, special summon low from the graveyard, trigger low, and then that allows us to well, not grab, it allows us to place a card. So this is an Ashable. So in this case, it'll be like probably just Blessing of the Voiceless Voice. And this is extra annoying because we also have this to deal with now. Let's see. The non-ritual monster is normal special summon during the next step. You can ritual summon one light ritual monster, warrior, or dragon from your hand by attributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed the levels of that ritual monster, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle. If that comes up, pretty annoying. Then we have no way to like out any guys by battle. Notably the low. But that aside, the thing is, I kind of forgot to mention this, but why are Low and Skull Guardian in the graveyard? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because we link up for Verte, and then we make Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon, and to do that we send Fallen of Albaz plus Jaugen, and then afterwards, as a 1 card, we can summon back the Skull Guardian and Low, and then we can grab those guys back, right? And this is all a 1 card combo. And what this accomplishes is you have an Omni Negate. Your opponent controls a card that is going to be like probably pretty useless. Well, it'll be something. You can give them a Fallen of Albaz, honestly, and that'd be fine. You just put that in defense, and then your opponent cannot special summon. So even if they are unbranded, does literally nothing. And yeah. You also have Low, Skull Guardian, so if they normal summon a guy, they can't attack the Jaugen. If they have an Imperm, they can't Imperm like anything here. So that sucks for them. And also this is a 1 card combo. So just having Low, technically, a low start would get you there. The better 1 card for this, actually though, is to specifically start with Diviner, send Trias Hierarchia to then grab you the Low, so you have 1 additional body. So that will probably end up working out just a little bit better, I think. Yeah, all right. But yeah, that's just the most degenerate thing you were doing in, I guess, Voiceless Voice. Aside from that, you can also run Tikaboo, because, you know, none of these guys are the same type. And you can also run Ghost Match because they're also the same type, I guess. Well, the same attribute, not the same type. Type is, you know, monster type. So yeah, that's pretty frustrating. But if we just go over like some of the design choices of Voiceless Voice, this is the most puzzling thing to me. So first off, Low, the Prayers of the Voiceless Voice, it has 2050 defense points, right? So why in the world do we have this effect on Barrier of the Voiceless Voice? So, all right, sure, you can't target guys on the field or whatever. If like light monsters you control with card effects can't be targeted, fine, whatever. But why exactly can we only target ritual monsters for attacks? Literally, why? This thing is already 2050 defense. So if my opponent, like off of the 1 card combo here anyways, you go Low, and then Low allows you to special summon itself back. Well, the end board is essentially going to be off of just 1 card combo, just normal summon Low. Low special summons itself back, so you end up with Low and Skull Guardian, and then you have Barrier of the Voiceless Voice with Radiance of the Voiceless Voice being added off of the Skull Guardian as just 1 card combo, and then you have like hand traps and stuff, other nonsense. This is an Omni Negate. This is just a pop. This is more pops depending on exactly what you have, but off of just this as a 1 card combo, and then you're telling me that this 1 card combo allows you to also have your guy not targetable, and then as well as this, like, I guess technically, like, the most disgusting way we could do this is if we were to 1-for-1 special summon low, right? And then technically you still have a normal summon to do something else. But yeah, you have Omni Negate, protected from targeting, protected from essentially battle almost. This is going to be up 4,100 Guy, so this is very hard to run over. So even if I were to make a Baron, I can't run over this. If I were to make Changing, probably can't run over this. And then this, like, I could only get over this if I were to make like an extra deck monster and not something like a Link 2, because I don't think there's a Link 2 that can actually beat over low. If we're just going like by doing it with battle, I guess, right? Because this isn't targetable anyways, it would require something very specific. And even if I did have that specific thing that would work, like, I don't know, like let's say we have Dispatcherazzi or something, Skull Guardian negates activation, so it negates things in the damage step. So no matter when I activate something, there's like, it feels like there's no good way to outplay this deck. So it's kind of making me lose my mind here, honestly. And yeah, that just being a 1-card combo is going to make me lose my marbles. So at what point do we have that's actually good to interact with Voiceless Voice as well? So we can run cards like Pre-Prep, which would add you Skull Guardian and Prayers. So yeah, Imperm, not going to do you like that much. I mean, it'll certainly help a little bit, I guess. I think if they're playing around Imperm, the only thing you'll be able to Imperm is Skull Guardian, Protector of the Voiceless Voice. But if they start like Barrier of the Voiceless Voice anyways, it doesn't really matter because they'll still have Radiance plus Barrier. So you have to deal with that nonsense. And then, forgot to mention this, but the Ritual spell is also disgusting because we just covered essentially how much disgusting layers of protection are just all over the place. So we have like an Omni Negate that can't be targeted, and it's just the 4,100 guy. We also have Prayers of the Voiceless Voice here. So if a face-up Ritual monster or monsters you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, we can just use this effect here to banish this card from the graveyard, special summon a Saravis, the Ancient and Ascended, Saphira, Queen of Dragons, or Skull Guardian, Protector of the Voiceless Voice, from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So we can just summon another Skull Guardian, Protector of the Voiceless Voice, if we somehow manage to out this. So keep in mind, these guys are not targetable or anything, so this is specifically if it leaves by an opponent's card effect at least. So technically, I guess you can at least kaiju. But if we were to do like something else, like if God forbid we somehow have like non-targeting removal for the Skull Guardian, Protector of the Voiceless Voice, either if our opponent is going first or second into us, they just get another Skull Guardian for free. Just because of this Ritual spell, because it just has this effect. And if you think, oh, cool, at least they can only do this so many times. No, they can do this like as many times as they please, because Saravis shuffles 2 spells from your hand and or graveyard into the deck, including a Ritual spell. So this effect, it doesn't seem like much, but when you pair this with the Blessing can grab this back, and then you can have Saphira send these cards just however many times you want. So we have this, and this. So these 4 guys kind of like just recycling over and over again. And you have Barrier as well, searching like these guys over and over again. So that's annoying. And if you were to out like the Blessing of the Voiceless Voice, this can shuffle 2 spells from your hand and or graveyard. So put back Blessing of the Voiceless Voice, put back like Prayers or whatever, summon Saravis, and then we can do search Blessing, activate Blessing, put back Prayers, and then yeah, I'm just suffering just thinking about this. This is actually hurting. And then I believe Saphira at least is not a 1-card combo. Pre-prep is not a one card combo, but it gets you so much material. So we can add Skull Guardian. We have Saphira in the graveyard to activate. Even if you Ash the Saphira, you can't stop Saphira from essentially activating, right? So that's all pretty miserable. And yeah, this deck essentially does a billion things, and they're all annoying. The only saving grace here is, you know, what if we just Pain pop to Barrier of Voiceless Voice, and then they can't search anymore that turn, and then they can't get any guys out. I guess you win. But just essentially, then what happens is, if our opponent special summons Skull Guardian, and we don't have like Abyssal or something that banishes from the graveyard, and we only have just normal ass removal, this is very hard to deal with. And of course, like, they just have inherent protection for like a lot of cards just randomly. So one of the most annoying things that Voiceless Voice does is when they play like a cash package, they just special summon a unicorn, and this unicorn becomes really annoying with Voiceless. So what we can do is we can use Birth, and then Birth allows us to special summon back the unicorn. And where did the unicorn go? Well, if we have Barrier of the Voiceless Voice or Saphira, we can activate their effect to grab Skull Guardian and then tribute the unicorn, and then we can use Birth to summon back the unicorn, and then like normal summon low, which is also very annoying. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, I suppose. So noticeably, everything I said about Voiceless Voice is still true, but here's the thing about Voiceless Voice. How many extra deck monsters did we use for this? 0. Even when we're using like Diviner, we don't have to send anything from our extra deck. So that means if we open like somewhat decent, we can do like another full combo pretty much with our extra deck. Like, how insane is that? And you're going to be able to do it under protection of like Skull Guardian, right? So I think we're okay with being banished after resolving the combo. It's not like that bad. So what we can do here is we can do Unicorn effect instead, like to add Theosis, and then do a full cash combo to end on a Rise Heart as well. So we can just have like a Rise Heart plus Cash Unicorn, or not Cash Unicorn, a Rise Heart, like just make the full like Kishtir end board, and then also have Skull Guardian and Low. And those guys will be targetable, but I mean, it's going to be miserable. So yeah, deck has like the potential to be degenerate, and if we're thinking about just like the Voiceless Voice combos, you don't need a single Voiceless, or not Voiceless, you don't need like a single extra deck monster, except for maybe a single Herald of Arclight for Diviner, if at all. You could also throw in an Entus, and that's probably all you need in order to make usage out of Diviner, but optional because you can just run the one of Trias Hierarchia in your deck, and that's sufficient. So yeah, I'm feeling nothing but misery thinking about it. But okay. The other thing, let's see, is that we still have the field spell available. That's a lot, so we could throw in like a Necro Valley or something if we're feeling it. Might as well, I guess. Why not? And yeah, alright. This is just pain and suffering just thinking about it. Alright. So yeah. To put it simply, I just hate how all of the Voiceless Voice cards work. And the Sororvis here is honestly probably the least degenerate thing in the deck. but it is still somewhat annoying because this goes into it doesn't show up here. So Service, this is honestly fine. I'm not like that upset about this, but it is annoying when you look at everything else. So with Saravis, this prevents you from targeting any of your opponent's guys, so you never have like a good chance to imperm like at all, which sucks. Even against, for example, like Unchained, they have Sharvara. You can still negate the Wave High King Caesar, so you have something there, right? But here in this case, you have nothing to negate at all, and the Saravis can also be used as interaction as well after it's been used to more or less prevent you from targeting their monsters and allowing them to full combo. When your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters, quick effect, you in return this card to the hand, negate the special summon if you do banish that monster. So it's not just a negate summon, this is also a banish. So one upside to this is that this only negates inherent summons, I guess. So you can play around this a little bit if your deck allows it, but if your deck doesn't allow it, I guess you just suffer. So pretty annoying. And also, the deck, I guess, can technically run a lot of hand traps because, you know, the engine's like fairly small and you have a lot of one cards and the deck is pretty consistent. So in terms of like cards you have for your combos, we have Barrier of the Voiceless Voice, so that's like 3 cards. Low, 3 cards here. Like these are all like somewhat starters or extenders to some extent. So we have that, and then depends on exactly what you have, I guess, but then we also have Diviner. So 3 Diviner, and then you have pre-prep. So in this case here, you have 6 normal summons, which is around the optimal amount of normal summons. And if you open the low, this actually isn't too bad. So what we can do is we can instead send a Herald. And what we can do with that Herald is we can add a, in this case, it depends what we have. It can't add us the Saphira, but it can add us the Skull Guardian. And then if we have the Ritual spell, we can distribute the low in our hand. We can also technically send Trias Hierarchia, and then just grab either the missing piece of whatever we have, like Skull Guardian, Prayers of the Voiceless Voice. We can grab one of those, tribute over Diviner, special summon a low using the effect of Diviner, and that's just a thing you can do as well. You essentially have a lot you can do here. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 really solid pieces of engine here. And then we have like 1 for 1 for like essentially 16. We have 1 for 1 over here. 1 for 1 summon low, you know. So in terms of like 1 card combos, these are 1 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 cards, 1, well actually wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have more or less 10, unless you open like I guess all spells and traps with 1 for 1. But aside from that, then we have a bunch of 2 cards, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is, yeah, this is part of a 2 card, so it's like this, or this is not, right? Yeah, so it's this specifically. So you have just a ridiculous amount of 2 card combos and 1 card combos, so the deck list is very consistent. And yeah, I don't know. If you have Ash Blossom Joe Spring, it's like, whoa, what are we even going to Ash here? If our opponent commits to normal summon Diviner, Centrious Hierarchia, I guess we can negate the graveyard effect of Diviner. But if we do that, if our opponent has like a pre-prep, then we can do Tribute Trias Hierarchia, special summon Skull Guardian, and then we can add Barrier of the Voiceless Voice to add, I believe. Here you would probably grab Saphira for what's his face? Saravis. I think, because we already normal summon. This can... Wait, is that the right thing we're supposed to add? Because we're supposed to get low access somehow, right? Wait, no, yeah. If we have free prep with this, we can do this, and then this grabs a Voiceless card. What Voiceless card does this grab? Saravis, special summons. Yeah, I guess you still have the ability to go into Saravis from here. I don't know how you get into low from here, right? If we do barrier, this can grab nothing super useful, right? Yeah, okay. So at least they can't play through an Ash there. So I'll have to consider that a little bit. But if they have low in hand, that's annoying, isn't it? Let's see. Trias. Hierarchia. Can't spell. Is it Trias like this? Nope. This is a struggle. Trias like that. Oh, A. Okay. This doesn't have an effect, right? Yeah. And this would have taken your normal summon. But you have 6 copies of these guys, so yeah, you'll probably still have Skull Guardian with the pop and whatnot. So yeah, I'm feeling the misery here. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and hopefully, I don't know. If every archetype works like this, I don't know how to feel, because hand traps, I feel like they should be relevant. Like, more so than they are currently, because going second is kind of just misery here, right? I don't know. Does it feel more sacky or less sacky when we have decks that just have cards that stop your hand traps from working at all? Like, if I open in Yubel, like, we open the Lotus with, what's his face? With specifically opening, then that feels pretty miserable, right? So we can do, like, activate opening to grab Dark Beckoning Beast, normal summon Dark Beckoning Beast. If Dark Beckoning Beast gets hit by Imperm, well, there's no good point for you to Imperm anymore, essentially. So yeah, that just sucks in general. Pain and suffering. All right. If you have a second Imperm, I think that's when you have like a okay point to Imperm, but you're generally lacking information, so everything just sucks. Yeah, alright. So, yeah. That's all I got for you guys today, and hopefully you guys have better luck dealing with some of this annoying crap than me. Because Voiceless, very annoying deck to play against. Like, it's not even that great because they're going second ability. Like, it just depends on what hand cards they have, for the most part. Well, like what hand traps they have, because their engine isn't that great for going second. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.